Well, I was digging around looking for something a while ago in one of my cabinets, and I found some more Ford Racing bling. Kind of brings a little new life back into the steering wheel. Plus, it looks cool. Well, as usual, it's always something with Red. Today, it's an idle air control motor. Got the new one right here in the box. And there's what it looks like out of the box. It's a pretty simple job. A couple bolts, a gasket, and you're done. Oh yeah, I broke them loose already. Well, there you go. Simple as that. Reverse the procedure to reinstall. I have opted to stick with the original gasket since that is some sort of synthetic rubberized material that is just slightly proud of the surface that this new valve will rest on. And I believe that that'll make a better seal around this than the paper gasket. So we'll keep the paper gasket just in case, but we're going to try this first. I think we'll put a ratchet on there and just make sure it's nice and snug. Click. Click. Nice and snug. Now that we got her plugged back up, let's fire it up and see if we got a better idle. Oh yeah. That sounds a lot better. Another problem solved. How do I even start this conversation? Is that especially well, today I took Red over to a local Ford dealer that I frequent to get the tires balanced. That's something that I can't do, and it worked out pretty good. And I also had a couple of new keys cut. Since when we bought Red, we only got one, so now we have 3 keys, 2 new ones and the original one that came with it. That's expensive, because although Red doesn't have an awful lot of electronic bells and whistles, it does have an anti-theft system incorporated in the vehicle. One of the aspects of the anti-theft system is there's an RFID chip in these keys, and they have to be programmed to the vehicle, in particular to that vehicle, besides being mechanically cut to fit in the ignition and the door locks. We got that done, and if you get 1 key, it's $85. But if you get 2 keys, the second key is only $35. Just another money grab scam to siphon more funds out of customers. I got the new keys cut, got the tires balanced. It does ride quite a bit smoother. Hopefully Mrs. C will be happy. Having the AC not functioning was kind of bothersome, to me anyway. And if the truck didn't have air conditioning, it wouldn't be bothersome whatsoever. It'd be like, hey, all the systems work and everything. But to have a major system like air conditioning on a vehicle and it not work, it's kind of like your hot water heater not working in your house. Oh, got a great house, looks fantastic, yard's freshly mowed, but the hot water heater's on the fritz. Some of those things just have to be fixed, to bring life full circle, to center your chi, to have a sense of fulfillment and enjoyment. Being anal retentive has its downsides. A couple other things that I've ordered parts to repair on Red that are like elective surgery. They're not necessarily needed, but they're nice to haves. The cruise control on that does work, and the buttons function okay. But I went ahead and ordered a new set of buttons for it, mainly because the on-off button is torn. The outer cover is torn. And they're supposed to be backlit. When you turn the lights on at night, they should be lit up, and they're not. I don't know if they actually use a bulb in there or if it's some sort of film, illuminated film or whatever. But in any case, I ordered a set of new switches for that. And it also has fog lamps in the lower bumper valence. And they're original to the truck. You know, they're came from the factory with that. The switch inside works. It illuminates like it's supposed to, but the lights don't work. And one of them has gotten some serious water intrusion, and the other one is kind of iffy. So it wasn't something that I was really concerned with per se, but again, it's one of those systems that if the truck didn't have it, I wouldn't care. But since the truck does have it, I want it to work. And so I ordered a set of fog lamps for it, which were actually quite reasonably priced. You get the pair with the bulbs for less than $70, including shipping. Just the bulbs, if you buy them, are, you know, those high dollar halogens. They're about $17 to $25 a piece, depending on where you get them. I still have the rear shocks over there on the bench that I have to install. It's nice to get the AC working. I bought this bottle of Freon, 20 ounces, which is a lot, with a gauge that comes with it. You dispense it by squeezing the trigger, this end hooked up to your low side on the AC, and it's pretty slick. And I actually connected it to Red and noticed that, well, hey, I've already got quite a bit of pressure. So it must have a pretty good charge in it if I got pressure. So I had to go and do a little troubleshooting. And what I found was it had an electronic snafu. Any of you that have watched the heater core dash removal video, you notice that we had to get under the hood and remove the big fuse box so we could get to the wiring harness underneath it. Well, in that big fuse box is a series of fuses and big relays. Control things like fuel pump, AC compressor, windshield wiper pump, things that draw a lot of current. I thought, well, maybe the fuse is blown. No, fuse was good. Went over and looked at the relay specific to the AC and swapped it with the windshield washer pump relay, which is rated the same. That didn't make any difference. So then I went to put it all back together, put the relays back in the hole they came out of, and as I snapped the relays down into place, I noticed that they snapped down further than either one of them were in the original position. Now, the washer pump worked fine, but the AC clutch relay was not engaging. Well, after I pushed them all down and snapped them into place, all of a sudden the clutch engaged on the compressor, and I've got air conditioning. Which is great timing because this week it's going to be in the 80s, so I'll probably need it this week. But you just never know about stuff like that. And again, getting back to the whole point of this diatribe, if I have a thing, whether it's the truck or the house or my laptop or the phone, if it has a system that's supposed to work, it should work. And if not, then you need to find out why it's not and fix it. At least that's my opinion. And it's not necessarily the way I was brought up, it's just kind of the way that I morphed when I became an adult. Much to the chagrin of Mrs. C and most of the people that know me. Red is rolling. Drives good and solid on the highway now with shocks and sway bar links. Fresh ductwork that blows out the effervescent, fume of Lysol disinfectant spray, which I saturated the inside of the ductwork with while I had it apart, because it's extremely hard to get that burnt antifreeze smell out of ductwork once a heater core goes south. Blend of both. Some days it's like burnt antifreeze, other days it's like somebody shot a can of Lysol in your face. Eventually, it'll smell like nothing, hopefully. And it's still getting 18 miles to the gallon. Now it'll be interesting to see what kind of gas mileage it gets running the air conditioner. I suspect we're probably going to lose a half a mile per gallon to maybe a mile per gallon, but we'll see. And we'll let you know. Red, bleh. So we've got Red running good, running smooth, and now running cool. Bleh. And with the summer coming upon us pretty quick, having it run cool is very nice, at least for the person inside the cab. So with that, I'll let you go. Hello, neighbor. Well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs up. We thank you for watching. And please, tune in again.